5:11 meeting to order, or 5:10 order, meeting order today. Start off with the approval of the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda, and I make a motion to approve the minutes.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Minutes and agenda approved. Are there any written communication from the public? Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's stick this here. Old business, any capital needs to be discussed?
We did get the green spaces reseeded and fertilized, so hopefully we'll be lush by May, or by June. I don't think so, but it'll be better. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that we got some news from the carpet guy today. So they're on schedule to start May 15th, which is 2 weeks behind because there was delayed manufacturing one of the colors. But when I was out today, Melissa, do you mind conveying that I was out this morning, Mike Pinkston from Flooring Oasis came and talked to her and Dalton, our building manager, and said,
they ordered 174 boxes of each of the colors for our carpeting. Unfortunately, when it went through, we got 174 boxes of every color but one, and that other color we only got 33 boxes of. They've managed to up it from 33 to 55, but they're looking at about 8 weeks delay for the rest of that color. They're really pushing on them to shorten that. We'd like to see 4 weeks. Until then, they're going to try to put carpeting underneath every place it's going to be, have new shelving on it, so that we can move forward.
So now, how is that going to impact the completion? Will we be finished putting everything else in there?
that's what we got to
Still be
determine.
waiting on carpet?
That's what we got to determine, because I don't think this phase 1 carpeting is the biggest part of the project.
Okay.
So unless he's got enough to complete phase 1, it doesn't sound like he does, I'm not sure how that's going to affect the rest of it.
And that's what I was saying, like, how long was the job going to? I don't think the whole job is going to take 8 weeks to do.
Not the carpet phase, the 2
Right.
weeks, it's 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah, so, and it's, the next phase is installation of some of the new shelving, and it's contingent upon the carpet being done.
So if we do the carpet and then, because without that carpet, I'm assuming that's just a week and a half without the missing pieces of carpet,
Well,
because they're not doing all of it.
as long as they can get part carpet where new shelving is going to go,
Right.
we should be able to move on to that phase.
No, that's what I was saying. So the time it would have taken them to do all the carpet is 2 weeks. And then
For phase
how long
one,
did
for
they
phase
say
one.
was to do the shelving? Or was that?
1 week.
So it's a total of 3 weeks there.
For phase
For
1,
phase one.
and then phase 2 and 3 are much smaller. This is our biggest.
So we're looking at about 2 weeks gap between getting the carpet and
They
the
have
finish.
approximately a third of what they need total because of the one color that's missing. So they can get a third of the carpet done on the main floor without the other stuff.
How many different colors were?
I think there's 5.
It's a tile, carpet tiles.
Okay. The number, like the math isn't math. Like if they had 5 different colors and they have all 174 boxes of the 4 colors and only 55 boxes
50 boxes,
50
that's the
boxes.
5th color.
of the 5th color, they're short 124 boxes.
Correct.
Of say 300 and something boxes. I mean, in comparison to the other 300, 400 boxes that they do have. How's that third?
A third.
Approximately, they've got 50, and they will use 50 of the other 4 colors to finish
So
as
you
much
said
as
they
they
only
can.
have a third of the color that they're missing.
Right,
The
approximately.
color,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
they
Yeah, that's
have
what
to
I'm
mix and
saying.
match all the colors together
So
to
they-
make one. So if you only have 50 of
No, I get that
170
part. The
boxes.
missing element was them mixing them all together to make the
Yeah,
pattern.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So they can't make a complete pattern.
So they can only make, it's actually
Right.
less than a third.
Right.
Right, they can only
But
assemble
So I'm
It's
not,
one
I
quarter,
gotta
less
talk,
than a third.
I gotta talk to them and then I'm probably gonna ask for a meeting, a Zoom meeting between everybody. because-
So how hard would it be to shift the project date down? I know you've already, we've already removed shelves out, so we're pretty bare down there. So how much would it impact you to kind of
Well, in some ways,
shift that?
in some ways it's better. I mean, summer is our busiest time of the year by far. So, you know, in some ways it's better. I mean, it never looks good to have delays in a project with the public, you know.
Right.
On the other hand, it makes our summer a lot easier to manage.
Would it work better for you to just move? How does the public receive walking in, seeing the empty space?
I think most people are, I mean,
My understanding
your
is that
folks are
they're
not
excited.
there, but most
Okay.
people are, yeah.
Okay.
Nobody's really upset. They're excited to see something new. They
Okay.
believe we also need an updated building.
Nah, okay, it's one of the times where change is actually welcome.
I have a question, now what is going on with the furniture?
Well, I want to get this in place and then and once it is done, so July,
Well, it's gonna take a while
it will.
to get the furniture, I mean.
But we've already seen the samples and we've got a pretty good idea, I think, of what direction we want to go. You know, we'll run it, I don't know, probably something that ought to be run by you guys so that you guys can have a voice in that. But I don't think it will take as long because it doesn't take as much, I mean, it's not like it doesn't take as much coordination. It's literally,
But actually ordering it, it'll take a while to get it
Correct.
ordered, that's what I was thinking.
yes. That's true. So what you're saying is maybe start now so that it comes in the fall. Let me talk to Tiffany about our designer, interior designer.
At least order the stuff for here. I want new chairs. I do like the fact that these chairs are on wheels, though. I think we should get wheel chairs up here again.
Sure. Yeah, I think that makes it easier. But not these. Well, I got a good one today. This one.
I got a good one today, too.
That feels pretty sick. Just love the draw. You put some stitching on the back of it, so you can notice which ones are good or not. Okay, so that, you know,
I'll try to get the vendors together in the next couple of days so we can, you know, hear what they have to say as a solution.
okay. Any other capital needs? Discussed?
Well, we will be, my understanding is it's still a high likelihood that the roof will be replaced this summer.
Okay.
That's a city project, so.
Now, they doing that on the weekend, after hours? City project.
It's a city project. And also, we are likely to have the chiller replaced this summer also. I was hoping fall, simply because, you know, you don't want to have go a few days without air conditioning. But Mike Pritchett, who's the head of facilities for the city of Decatur, is worried that it won't make it through the summer. So he would like to do it as soon as possible.
Like, I'm getting a new AC unit, too,
Yes.
in the next few weeks.
Now, have they given you timelines on how long any of this stuff is gonna take? The date, have they give you, at least put it on the calendar?
Nope, absolutely not.
Did they say when they were gonna let you know, or did just say, hey, by the way?
I had a conversation with Deputy City Manager who said, none of it's a done deal yet. The city's facilities manager is like, we're still in progress. He's confident and hopeful that it will happen this summer, but that's all I know at this point.
So one I can see being definite, two, they may push the roof down, they may kick that can down the road on the roof, unless you're having significant leaks in the building.
It's not significant, there are occasional.
Are they like, is it causing damage, or you just kind of see them, more like ceiling tile replacement?
They're patching it as needed.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could see them, if you're looking at probably getting one over the other, I mean, you know, depending on the ticket.
Could be,
how they
yeah.
squeeze it into the budget quicker. Replacing the chiller is kind of significant. I mean, the roof is gonna be significant.
So he's pushing for, to actually get 2 chillers, so there's a backup.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is it gonna, yes, I don't know how much they involve you guys in projects, in like logistics space.
They did a really good job when they did the parking lot. They were really good at bringing us in and communicating with us. We were at the pre-construction meeting and, but this is, you know, I guess we don't want to, you know, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but, you know, as I said, Deputy City Manager said it's not a big deal to get up either one of those. So I guess when it is done, you also have brings in.
All right, any other, old biz?
Just want to, I did have a conversation with State Representative Shear's assistant Monday, I guess. Long conversation with her. She said that date by which we thought we needed to make a decision was not a hard date at all. I talked to her quite a bit, and she is going to broker a meeting with State Representative Shear and Decatur Public Library Board of Trustees Vice President Carl Coleman and myself, and we can discuss it further. I have, you know, I watched the video. You guys didn't have all the information you needed. I think it's okay you have this, but I'll see you again. I've got some numbers on operating bookmobiles, and I also had a talk with Emily Walpert from Bloomington Public Library, who is kind of in charge of their bookmobiles over there. Talked to her about like what kind of labor is involved, and I looked at. I've got a call into the director of the Public Library in Springfield. They're buying one. I do have a cost on it, and it's on $482,000. $482,000 for the book.
Sweet.
So
That's half of what she was offering to write.
well, I do have a correction here. That was not a nine. She's not talking about $900,000 grant. $600,000.
Oh, yes, that's $600,000.
So at this point, there's no rush. So I thought Carl was a good choice because Carl has well, as the guy who works in state government and is also the chair of the party that Ms. Shear belongs to and knows her, I thought it was a good fit. So we'll sit down and talk and see. You know, I'm not opposed to having bookmobiles. I am concerned about sustainability. Can we afford it going forward?
I think the question of the board that was kind of discussed at length was, I think there were some questions about what the grant was, what was it, could we reappropriate the funds of the grant?
Yes, and I have asked those questions too. I have the same questions. Can we scale it down? In other words, Bloomington has a full-size.
So did they not answer the, was that the whole point, right? Did she talk to Jeff? Did we didn't
No,
get?
that was
Jeff
what you were saying. Jeff needed, he's gone.
This was a month ago. Jeff
Yes.
left a month ago?
Yes,
He did?
Before the end of April.
yes.
Yeah, we couldn't get.
So
we couldn't get.
So let me ask you, let me re-ask the question. We met last week on the second. I think Jeff is supposed to talk to somebody by the end of the
He
week.
tried.
He sent an email, never got a response. The response was my conversation with this person.
He did,
To set up a meeting.
he did work on it and
That's when they got back. They didn't respond to Jeff. At the same time as Jeff did, I had reached out and tried to get a meeting. I got the response Monday. So
And Jeff came to the last meeting, and it was his last meeting because he was in town.
You seem sad. Are you sad?
I am, I like Jeff.
Oh.
So-
I'm actually a little little jealous too, so there's a whole,
You from Greece, you was born, that's your life.
I,
You European, you like it.
I do, I would totally move to Switzerland for a while.
So Representative Shear said they're still in session in Springfield. So that's, like she said, she'll be, at the end, after the end of May, she'll have a lot more free time, and that's when she'll sit down.
Okay, so just to talk about this though, right, if we have a little bit of time, looking at this, because one of the other things that I took away from the meeting was that the board wasn't really comfortable with buying a bus. I mean, I say the board, I mean the majority, wasn't comfortable with the bus purchase, A. B, wasn't really comfortable with staffing for the bus when there were other staffing needs. And I mean, you know, would have liked to reappropriate the funds to other library needs, which I didn't know the library had other needs that we couldn't budget to pay for, but that was kind of some of the bullet points. So my question follow-up would be, are there any other needs that we have outstanding that we haven't discussed?
Yeah, one of the things that was in our space plan that we developed a few years back and kind of just got shelved because of the pandemic hit, et cetera.
So you just space, like creating space?
There's use of the space.
Oh, okay,
Well,
space.
one of it was, and this is, you'll see this in most libraries, even small libraries, and we don't have it as like smaller private study rooms. I think that would be a good starting place, you know.
So you mean like a personal room, or kind of like a place where there's some individual booths
Yeah.
where people can kind of go into?
Closer to that.
Kind of quiet
let me see
room.
if I can find an example.
So like down at the bottom, those little orange booths? So, or you mean like the little,
Yeah.
okay,
So.
all right, that's great.
Yeah, like Champagne's got a bunch of them. Even my little library up in Iowa, we built 5 of them. They were used constantly.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I can.
There was a lot of them in the new Staley Library at Milliken. They've got really state-of-the-art ones with excellent technology. They've got smart boards in every room.
Have you made a proposal? Like, have you looked at where you would potentially put
Yes.
one?
Yeah, I'd be happy to share that space plan with you guys.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I mean, why would we, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it was done a few years ago,
Oh.
and we've just been sitting on it. But
No, yeah, I mean, if you, I mean, me personally, anything you see that would enhance the profile of the library, I mean, we're sitting on how much extra money? I mean.
And the great thing about this, as opposed to, there's no ongoing, there's a tiny ongoing, because you're gonna have to manage it. There's gonna be a little labor that's involved, but it's a tiny ongoing cost. Once it's built,
Yeah, I don't
Bill.
feel, I mean, it would be what, cleaning, maybe replacing
Exactly.
the
And
electronics?
scheduling it maybe, you know, you
Yeah,
might
then it
think,
becomes super popular.
yeah,
you have to
scheduling it.
schedule.
But as opposed to.
Well, it's like, I mean, what would be any different from the other rooms that we have that people use?
Smaller, more.
Well, I'm saying like as far as scheduling, though, right?
It'd just be more,
Right.
that's all. It'd be the same, it'd just be more of it.
Would that be pushed out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many are you looking at?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I want to say it was like 6.
And it's the
That's what I was
space,
thinking,
it's the
yeah.
space you wanted to put them at still viable?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's legit.
So that, I'd be happy to pitch that to her, that kind of, you know.
Well, I'm saying even if not to her, I'm saying, we have extra funds that we actually get public grants to use for, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that we can just use.
Yeah, and you're right, there are other ways to do that. Yeah, they're
I
absolutely.
mean, the library could absorb, especially at one time, we generated enough revenue to where any money we spent, we could reallocate maybe 2-3 years if it was just like we needed to have the money on hand. I
And it's a one-time cost.
Right, that's what I'm saying, right, we would get the money back, and the ROI would be tremendous, you know, the community acceptance and the usage, maybe even, I'm sure with that, when you advertise it, we would get, see the traffic from that, so, I mean, that's, you know, that's a net positive all the way around.
So that's one example, and there's, and you know, then there's also just more staffing. And one of the things that you guys brought up at the last meeting was the.
Well, so what I'm saying is, things that, so I'm more concerned about the, I guess, what, because like I said, again, from the meeting, one of the main heavy topics was using the, like that was the main catalyst to asking the questions. Could we use the money somewhere else? Right? And so I'm like, okay, where else do we need, or we, you know, where we else, what other needs are out there that we need to spend money on that we haven't spent? So that's why I was a little confused about it.
I'd like to rework service desk to make that, you know, that we've got, and that's part of this
You
space
see
plan.
right in the front there?
Yeah, and that's part of the space plan too, and just make a one-stop service desk rather than have, you know, whether people are, customer patrons are always getting, well.
So so how about this? Any new or upgrades or, I guess, enhancement projects or anything like that, can we just bring those to the board to look at those? And then we can make a 10-year, that was kind of like what I was asking about a few meetings back, like a 10-year plan, like with the carpet and flooring. I mean, that just kind of, stuff like that just kind of goes in hand with updating and refreshing the library.
And that was a discussion when we came up with this plan, it's got to be 4 years ago now, maybe 5 even, so the idea was, let's try to get it all done in one fell swoop.
Okay.
But we hadn't, when we were about to get to that point of, should we, you know, the foundation, go start a capital campaign, hire a fundraising consultant and all that, that's when the pandemic hit. And honestly, it just, nobody really had the.
So would we need it? I mean, not saying we don't. It's great to have it regardless.
If we did it all at once, yes.
Right.
If we did it, the other approach, and there's, and the foundation president is in favor of this approach,
Right.
is, all right, let's do, this year we'll do this. And that's
Right.
kind of what we did. So we looked at carpet and shelving,
Right.
and then it was supposed to happen last year, but it's happening this year. Furniture this year. The drawback of doing a project, you know, every year, one, it's more affordable in one sense, but it's actually more expensive. You know, because, you know, it's cheaper to do it now than it is.
Well, if we're paying for it, it's more expensive. If we're getting support, that's kind of how people who support us would like, because it gives them time to.
And it also,
it's easier to digest.
right, and the argument from the foundation president, part of it is that helps us in fundraising. We can say, here's what we did last year with your money.
Right.
So
they get to see the ROI. It's more visible.
So I can see both sides. You know,
And some stuff we may be able to just say, hey, look, we'll do 2 a year. We'll cover one. They fundraise for one.
I want to keep one thing in mind. It hasn't been officially adopted by you guys yet, but the strategic plan has reviewed that space plan in light of post-pandemic usage patterns and that stuff too. So that was going to be, if that is adopted as a part of the strategic plan, first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at that plan and make sure it's still what we want to do.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Has there been any changes? Maybe, you know, some views and switch based off of the surveys and customer demand.
So,
absolutely. Okay. Okay. All right. And so that meeting is what, next week? A couple of weeks?
it hasn't been scheduled yet.
Oh, okay.
But it's after sessions over in Springfield, and that's my understanding is they'll call us and set something up.
Okay. Sweet. All right. Any other capital needs, old business wise?
Yes, sir.
All right. Friends of the library, how are they progressing along?
So Workforce Investment Solutions, week of the 22nd is when they're going to be moving out. Is my understanding.
Now, they moving out, moving in, or they just moving out, and gonna move in at a later date?
My understanding is they may be moving out of the building altogether.
Oh.
They may not be moving into the
Seriously?
space upstairs, yeah.
Even though they redid it?
Yeah, it's a conversation best had offline.
Yes.
Okay.
But that, once they're out, then the friends can move in. I really,
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't, it just it's hitting in stages.
yeah. So, once they're out, friends can move in and they'll be able to have sales again.
Okay. Nice. All right. Any other old business topics we can discuss? All right. New business. The check register. Anything you see,
I have a few questions.
President?
So, the webinar on chat GPT,
Yes.
just.
I didn't attend, and I was going to talk with, I know Carol in it, and I was going to have we meet every week, and I have forgotten to talk to her about it, so I'm not sure what
Okay.
the takeaway from that one was.
And I cannot remember what you need in terms of, oh,
That
is
is,
that the one I asked them?
yes,
One?
it is,
I have a serious problem with that.
it is
They need to
our,
rename themselves. I can't.
that's our collection agency.
Okay.
So they get, in cash or materials recovered, $4 for
Otherwise,
every
we love
dollar we
that.
spend.
We love
They do a great job. I just got an email that they're raising their price, so I have to look at that because it's been a 4-to-1 ratio for the last 9 years. If that changes that ratio, then we got to, do we want to still do it? If it changes it considerably, so.
And what's Zugine?
I anticipated that question.
Oh, is that what you had up earlier?
Yeah, so that is our online registration for summer reading.
I like it.
So it is streamlined things a lot, and, we don't quite have the bottlenecks upstairs that we've had in the past for registration.
If people prefer online, they can use online. If they prefer paper, they can use paper.
We still do
both.
the in-person, just to, see if somebody wants to do that, but I think a majority.
Everybody gets registered here. We log everything on here, even if the family doesn't.
But I think I guess my sense is most of the families are preferring to do it on their own, not so much.
And this is software that we just have, so like next year we'll use it again.
We use
Yeah,
it
we
for
subscribe.
summer.
It's a
we use it for
subscription.
Winter, we're gonna use it for 1,000 books before kindergarten. We can do all of our things using
Oh, I like
this.
that.
And once your family is registered, you don't have to register again.
Oh, I like that, I like the 1,000. And then the electrical services maintenance to the building.
Yeah, so that was
Why did we pay that?
because it was a request thing, that was some wiring that needed to be done for our event, smart board that's in the lobby.
Oh, okay. I get
So
that.
it wasn't really maintenance, it was a special project. so-
Yeah, that has to do with our stuff.
Right.
So the Regions credit card for conferences and Fridays, is that year to date, or is that kind of
That is not year to date.
that's just one?
Well,
line?
and here's the problem with this, because it's a display issue.
Right.
We can't figure, there are several, that is a split invoice, there are several budget lines on there.
So it's an accumulated.
It's not just conferences and travel, that $5,000 is for a variety.
Well, is this a bunch of things that are charged to the card?
Correct.
Okay, so
Correct.
it's just like
Some
a
of it-
library P card.
Some of it is
for
conferences
general
and travel.
use.
I can tell you where we are with conferences and travel. We've spent only $3,000 off so far this year.
Okay.
So there are more things than that on that credit card.
Okay.
And Kelly Klein is our new attorney, right?
Correct.
I make motion to pass the check register.
All right, all in favor?
Do this one individually.
All right. Oh, okay. Press?
Yes.
Yes for me. Let me go on record line. Yes. Me, Tony, yes.
Perfect.
All right. Budget actions.
Well, we're, at the end of April, 33% of the way through the year. We have, spent on personnel about 31% of the budget, which is even better than it sounds. But I am going to look at, one of the things that we talked about in October when we passed this budget was we got some extra revenue right at the last minute, and I didn't have a plan for all of it, but I'm going to address some of these staffing needs with some, because you'll see I've got a pretty rosy projection right now.
So now, did we build the budget for staffing with projected hires, or was it just, I assume that's why that gap is in it?
Yes, we did. Yeah, and it's even better than it sounds because we've already had one of our 2 3-paycheck months. So twice a year, there's a 3-paycheck month. And so it's really
Even with that 3-paycheck month,
we're
still
still behind below. So I'm looking at, and I think the first thing we need, we're just running out of volunteers down in local history. Folks are, it's a constant recruiting thing down there and it's older folks. And a lot of them are retiring from their retirement in the last year or so, telling us that they're done. So I'm going to look at getting her another half-time library assistant. We're going to look at some other things.
So, are there hiring fairs in Decatur?
I think so. I'm sorry, Lon, you
Except there,
barely.
So does the library partner with anybody that hosts like hiring fairs for the community, for the city, like companies,
We have a
businesses?
very specific way
we
that
have.
we have to.
Well, but we have hosted hiring fairs here. We have hosted a couple of job fairs in our Madden auditorium. We also have done. I'd love to get back into this, but I don't have an IBW guy anymore. Are you IBW?
I'm not.
I was,
I have
So
to
we
make-
brought
my
like
friend, what's her name?
we brought IBW in here before to like recruit young people to get into the trade of electrical work. And that was Jay Dunn who was kind of instrumental in that.
So what did you want from the IBW? Because my friend is
That-
on the board, but.
I thought that was a good event. So those kind of events where we kind of highlight the trades and
I'll talk to her about it today.
I think-
So, normally you would think like soft trades, soft skills, like the hospital, courthouse, the city would do like little hiring fairs for like clerks, not temps, but like clerks, recorders, court reporters, that would help slot the library.
If you're looking at on the hiring side, we haven't, and that's because there is in civil service jobs, which our clerical jobs fall under. Actually, most of our jobs fall under. There is a the Civil Service Commission rules. I'm happy to spread the joy of those and let you guys read those. About 160 pages. And we have to go about civil service hiring in a very specific way. We were able to streamline.
So is there red tape to hire somebody to do a basic civil service job?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not, I don't know.
It's just specific, you just jump through specific hoops, like you post it internally, you post it externally, you post it this way, you post it.
Well, yeah, that's just
Yeah,
kind of
but it
standard.
was-
You
No,
have
but
to
it's
post it
actually-
internal for X amount of days or months, and then before you can
This is
post
by
it
law,
external. Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying, it's the same way in almost every company I've worked for. If you have
Oh,
a
really?
position,
I thought
you post it-
like,
oh, no.
I
You-
thought ADM, if they had a
No,
position, you just post it.
no. You have to post it internally for, I think ADM is 30 days, some companies are 45 days. And it's internal first, you have to give, because from within culture, right, you have to allow your company to get first option. and then you would open it up to the public.
But they make those rules. ADM makes their own rules.
No, I mean, it's,
No, but ADM makes those rules.
well,
Like
what,
ADM can decide whether it's 30 days, they can decide whether it's 45 days.
I don't think it has to be at least 30,
And-
and that's safe. I don't know, I think that's kind of everywhere, just from an ethics standpoint, company ethics. I mean, I know everywhere I've been, it's
We
been
post for 1 week.
Oh, y'all did?
We were posting,
Nice.
internally.
Right, that's what it is.
We were posting, it was 1 week for voluntary demotion. Then next week we post for lateral. Then the next week we post for 1 step up. Then the next week we post for more than 1 step up. Okay, now we've streamlined all that to 1 week, but we still have a hierarchy. If somebody wants to voluntarily demote, they got the job.
Oh, so
Yes.
you allow, you make
Anybody
it to
can
where
apply.
those different
Right.
ones get the priority. instead of
Exactly,
time.
exactly. And then we were posting externally for just for 1 week, which seemed backwards. So
And then you
we
take
have
it
fixed
off.
that. That's
Post for a
going to
week
be,
and you take it off.
that's going to be, that's 2 weeks now. So, and we got, I think we had, was it 59, 56 people for the last court job. So that was the best pool we've had in a long time. And I think that Nikki helped us with that a lot. Nikki Bond, our DEI consultant, she I think helped us get the word out much better than we have.
Okay.
Gave us new strategies.
So we're pretty confident if we post it, we can get some good, at least some statistics. Okay.
Yeah, it was a good, they ended up interviewing 19 people for the position, so 56 applied, 20 or 21 passed the written test,
Okay.
and one chose, one.
So now, does the library for, I guess, the non-degree positions, does the library provide general trainings?
Yes.
For position, for, like that would, like aiming to get some of those positions, or similar positions in general?
I'm not sure I understand.
I know keyboarding is a general skill, filing is a general skill,
We don't.
Windows,
Yeah, that's a.
Excel, general skills, so.
We kind of do, but not with our own jobs in mind. So we've had classes in those kind of things before. Not specifically for applying or moving up within, but our.
And that's what I'm saying, I mean, those are skills that would go to here or anywhere else. Like, I don't know what's on the test or the entry test, but generally, outside of, basic, GED, questions, like some actual skill would be, Microsoft Word, Excel, Word, WPM, like word per minute, sorted filing, can use an index card, or indexing just in general. Indexing is still a very real skill set. A lot of places, not just the library, but.
Yeah, and we also always look at, okay, so is it still important to be able to type 40 words a minute for a court job? Not here. It used to be, but not here. So we took that out. Now it's everything scanning, and it's not like you're sitting there doing a lot of data entry.
So data entry is still a job, though. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, it would be
correct.
It would be more just. There you go, Fred.
Now we're going to have to get new chairs.
Oh, gee, yeah, that's.
Oh, it's broken.
That
You
chair's
just need a new
I
chair.
like that chair.
Just
I
need
did.
a new chair.
You Hulk smashed that chair, Rick. I don't know
My
if I
favorite
can.
chair.
It's no longer your favorite chair.
Oh, man. I didn't know, talking about those,
Mine
yeah.
is
skills, you're gonna make Rick turn into the Hulk and tear chairs up.
Not for everything that you're asking about, but we have offered some. Now we've gotten away from
It's crazy.
some of the basic Word and Excel, but we need to revisit that. I'm actually just talking to our IT guy Matt about that to see if his assistant is willing to start teaching those classes.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of a, when you look at it, it's just kind of a self-serving as well as community serving. Low hanging fruit that can be done. I know the library does offer classes glasses, that would just kind of help. Cause I guess lack of employees is a citywide, it really is nationwide, thing right now. I mean, just regular, just generic and general jobs. I mean, we're losing everybody to McDonald's and Taco Bell.
That's why I was very pleased with the, I was very pleased.
It's $15 an hour.
That's why I was very pleased with the pool we got for this job. That was, we just had open. But, yeah, I mean, the bottom line for, the rest right now, budget-wise, is there's nothing that's got me going, I'm worried about this. And in fact, I did a project, well, I can't remember if I split it, if I have those as the same agenda item or not, whether projections on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you look at the projection, which is this sheet, I threw in that, and it's not gonna cost this, but, $200,000 for extra security. Our scheduling sergeant is out on medical leave, so we're still not going on that yet, but I threw in that $200,000.
And even with that, we're still.
And even with that, we're still in good shape. So that's why I'm thinking I can address some of these staffing issues.
So we should still hit an extra 200,000 in surplus?
That's
Even
correct.
Even with that?
That's right. The only thing there's really not a number in here.
And we wouldn't even really use half of that though, right? Wasn't just for what we do now, is it like around 90,000 or something to that degree? What are we paying now for like half? For half?
What we're paying now is
Because the city's, we're half of it with the city,
now,
right?
I don't know if I've forgotten that number. Give me 2 seconds and I'll figure it out for you. Yeah, they're paid, but they're saying any extra hours.
We pay 100%. Oh, so they rejected the. extra
Well,
time.
not categorically. He said he's not ready to commit to that yet. And here's my take, and I'm going to tell the officers who are here, any hours after the first 20, don't walk over to the other side.
Right. Yeah, right.
Well, we're paying for it, they should be here with us.
Yeah.
But so right now it's. So it's around 30,000, less than 30,000 is what we're paying right now. For the 4 hours a day.
Well, you're right, yeah. So, that was a nice little cushion to come up. Yeah, okay.
So we're sitting in pretty good shape right now. I don't have any concerns.
Okay.
Good.
Quick press, Alana, any questions on the rest? Budget actual and stuff? All right, anybody want to?
Well, wait, what's the vendor report?
That's the thing that Jeff.
Oh, the Jeff.
And if you guys find this useful, we'll keep giving it to you. This is.
Well, this is the same as this, right?
Except it's broken down by not by
Oh, I
individual check.
considered that as like,
Yeah, I thought it was part of the
Check
registry.
registry.
Yeah.
when I was looking at it.
This isn't broken down by individual.
That's
This combines every check we wrote to Amazon and every check we wrote to.
Is that by today, year to date?
No, this is just for the month.
For this year, I mean. Oh, is that just for the month?
Yeah, that's just for the month. Yep.
I would say that we should just make that part of the check registry.
Yeah.
The vendor report.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it
Just
should
make
be
it
just
one
thing.
agenda item.
One
It's
thing.
fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that's what I thought it was, so I was like, what's the vendor report?
Happy-
What are
happy
we
to-
talking about?
happy to
Carpet
do that.
missing?
Happy to do that.
I make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is a John. Good job, everybody.